All right. Ah, hello, welcome back. A little bit of a different format today. I wanted to try and do another Tarot Tube hashtag, which this is one that's used a lot, I think. A lot of people have done it. I'm gonna try to do it. It's kind of a thing is hashtag no disclaimers. I looked at the questions and it's not really a big thing that I know about. All the tube stuff. Like, as you can see, I'm a pretty new YouTuber, so the tarot, yes, but tarot and tube, not as much. But hey, I thought I'd turn it into a little bit of a mukbang. So eat, I made some naan, if you know what that is, with some hummus. We got a little, what is this? Shallot balsamic on a apple feta salad, something like that. So a little bit of the oriental, which I thought sounded so good today. Gonna have a little glass of wine with that. Just kind of a chat today. That might be fun. So, well, to chart the stat. Oh my goodness. Blah, blah, blah. This might not go very long. To start, I got a nice Stonehill Winery Vidal Blanc. I don't know if anyone knows what that is, but I used to live in St. Louis, and this is actually quite a while ago. And I still have this bottle that I found that's been resting here. So I thought, oh, what a good idea to have a nice drink of this beautiful white wine from it's a German-owned or German heritage winery in, what was it called? Hermann, Missouri. That's right, Hermann is the name of the city. Which, fun fact, the statue that they have there of Hermann is a lot smaller than the statue that is of the same Hermann in the forest next to the city that I'm from in Germany. So it was funny when I lived there in St. Louis and I was looking for where do I take myself on a day trip. It turned out that I found this city and I thought, Hermann, that sounds very German. And then I did some research and found out that, well, in this city we actually have a little statue. So I thought, hey, I've seen the big statue in the city I'm from, so let's see this little Hermann and see what that's about. And they had a beautiful winery there. A little background on me. My schooling is in hospitality and stuff. So I've been doing it for the longest time and just recently decided that's nonsense. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm going to branch out into becoming professional with this tarot stuff. So we'll see how that goes, right? But anyway, let's get to the wine. Naan is so good. I should have got me some water too, huh? Beautiful, wow. Oh, that's so... Okay, wow, that is so good. I don't drink a lot, but today I thought, hey, why not do a nice, fun Sunday thing, right? So, we're enjoying it. Anyway, let's see. I wrote the questions down. What trans tropes in tarot annoy you the most? Trans tropes? One of the trends, I guess a trope is kind of like the whole satanic thing that really annoys me because I'm very Christian. Just the other day, a nice Christian tarot person commented on theirs. They commented on mine video. I don't know, but it was cool to kind of chit chat with her shortly, obviously. But yeah, hold on. That's good. That's really good. Um, so yeah, the tarot cards have all these. I think I've said it before. The Tower, Babel, the lovers, Adam and Eve with the apple and the snake around the tree there, and many other things like that. And I have that biblical one. It actually has the hanged man as Peter, who has to be hanged upside down, right? So that's one of those things where I don't know, people are scared of it, right? And it sucks because it's like, hey, you don't need to be scared. I'm not, I don't know, opening a portal in a pentagram or something. It just is very spiritual, right? Not all, I mean, I always feel like that's the whole thing about the Hierophant, right? He's like the guy that's trying to tell you what God is telling you, even though it's like, well, God is speaking to all of us personally, right? Or through angels personally. Jesus said, go and ask that guy what I told you. Ask me. I just told you. You can ask me anytime. You can pray to me anytime. So, why is the Pope telling you? I think she told me that you should give me money. Like, why would he tell you that? Anyway, this is good. Let's see. Any other things that I don't like? Trends? I don't know. I mean, the fact that I think it's maybe not that obvious, but people that are a little bit like into the this is my deck, and you're like, well, how am I supposed to know whose deck it is, right? It's just like, you just buy something and like on Amazon, I buy it. How am I gonna first check on the buyer if they did it themselves or if they're selling it in the name of that person, or you know what I mean? Maybe that's a little too vague, but I don't want to get into it. Which deck do you feel is overrated? Mm, in general, Thoth. Mm. Oh, that is so good. That is delicious. I tried to order some more bottles from this winery specifically because I loved it there in this tiny little town that has about 10 blocks, and that's it. That's the whole thing. You get off the train and you walk square through these 10 blocks, and on the very other side of the city or town, whatever you want to call it, if it's only 10 blocks, it's really just a little village, right? Other side of the village, it's this beautiful rolling hill with the vineyard there, these grapevines up in the hill, and then you walk up there and go into their winery. Right there in the winery, tasting it. Oh, it's just. But I live in Utah, and you can't have alcohol shipped here from a winery and out of state. So, don't get me started on that. That doesn't have anything to do with tarot, does it? Anyway. Well, as I was saying, thought or thought or whatever. What is that? You know what I mean? The guy I heard is a real freak, and I feel like long years ago, I came across something about him and read it, and just I don't remember anything about it really, but I just remember that I was also like, what a freak. But still, like, as far as I can tell, and I don't have an actual Thoth deck, but I have like decks that are a little bit Thothy, I guess. It just renames Earth Aeon and what is it, Temperance Art? And then is there anything else different besides that? I don't know. Comment, tell me. Am I missing something? Yeah, the art is like a little different, but doesn't still have those 4 suits and also, you know, a page and a knight and a king and a queen. And then 22, I don't know. It seems like, what's the difference really? He just like renamed 2 of the things and it's such a, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't see any point to like it or hate it or, I don't know, get excited about. What are your least favorite decks you've seen since joining YouTube or TarotTube? Well, you know, I personally, this is just me, I really like the Rider-Waite-Smith system. And let's face it, most decks, as far as I can tell, have that. You know, I mean, like I said, I don't really see that big of a difference between Thoth and Rider-Waite-Smith. So to me, it's all the same. Most tarot decks have that. And I personally like it when the imagery somehow evokes that feeling of that card. The ones that I don't like that I've seen is ones that are really just like so random. I mean, sometimes it's like one I saw is like mushrooms, and it's like, that's cute, that's a cool idea. And if you're really into botanicals and you have, you know, all flowers or all mushrooms, that's nice for whoever likes it. Me personally, you know, I could see a deck with flowers having like the lovers is a rose, and I'd be like, oh, I can totally connect that. Okay, but that's only one card, you know what I mean? And then it's like lavender is, I don't know, 5 of wands, and it's like, why? You know, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Like oracle cards, I can kind of see that with the, okay, this is a cute fat mushroom, and it says, you know, whatever, this blah blah blah, and then this is a skinny mushroom, and it says, hey, watch your weight or something. I don't know. But for tarot specifically, those that are like really abstract, it just doesn't make sense to me. Or like, especially those that are like, you know, there's like shapes or some colors and like, you're like, triangle and 2 bars. What does that have to do with whatever card it might be? You know what I mean? You're just like, what am I supposed to interpret out of this? I mean, I like to know a little bit of the Rider-Waite-Smith. Yeah, I do interpret a lot too, like intuitive, right? You're looking at it and you're saying, okay, this guy connected with this. I see differently than I usually see this card, but I still see some kind of a picture. I mean, that's me. I think if it's too abstract, it's just completely like, well, then you can just give me 78 blank cards and I can just make it up. Oh, this is a snowstorm. Oh, this is a, you know, whatever. Anyway. Has ruined. Oh. What is one card that has ruined a deck for you? So, you know, maybe I'm not the right person for this, like I already said, this kind of tag because, well, maybe that's why no one tagged me, huh? I don't get it ruined per se. It's just if I already see it, I'm looking at it and I think, I'm not gonna like that, then I'm probably not gonna like that, which I'm sure everyone's like that. There's cards that are make or break for me. Like if I can check out, you know, and see some of the cards, and like the 5 of wands looks totally stupid, or the, like, what's another one? The hanged man is a simple one. You know, if they just look so ridiculous or just, I don't know, then that would turn me off from it. I can't say a specific example right now. I was looking through my decks earlier to think like, which one was it? I was just like, I wish I hadn't bought this because this card looks so stupid. But I can't think of one. But I do have some cards that are that make or break type of card. Oh, so, this is so good. You guys drink wine? Do you like wine? Anybody know? Is a Vidal Blanc good? Do you think it pairs well with the, what did I say this was? With a shallot balsamic with feta cheese? Because for me, oh yeah, I'm trying the fuck out of this. Okay. Which out-of-print deck do you wish was still in print? So, I do like some of the old classics. Um, like classic looking medieval, or it is actually from medieval times kind of reproduced, right? I love those kind of decks. I don't keep up on which one is in print or out of print, so I can't name specifics, but I saw a really nice, like, old kind of Marseille type thing the other day. I thought that was beautiful. And that's like one where I was like, I'm gonna look that up and see if we can still get it, because very nice. But again, I don't know anything specific. You know, that's not my problem. Mm. Do you guys like hummus? I love hummus, especially with this kind of bread, naan. So fitting. I spent one of my birthdays in Qatar, and that was actually really cool. Middle Eastern people are pretty awesome. Mm. Okay. What are some of your YouTube, TerraTube pet peeves? Mm. So actually, the person where I saw this hashtag on, that I ended up, watching and getting it from, she said something that I have to totally agree with. People that kind of just are like talking and talking for like 50 minutes, and like in that they're just kind of like holding up cards like flashcards, and just kind of like, whoa, where is this going? Alright. Like she basically already said something, and then she finds the card that she likes and kind of holds it up. You're not even seeing their hands, just seeing what they're doing, so you don't know how many cards does she kind of like, this one looks good, and then like holds it, and you're just, I don't know, it's very unexact, I would say, whereas if you actually put some cards down and then say, well, this card is this card is this card is this, that's like a following that makes sense, and that's kind of, yeah, of course, if you see that where someone's watching a video and they're just like excitedly already telling you, oh, this and this, oh no, watch out. And you're like, well, how do you know that? You didn't even lay a card yet. you know? Oh, and what was I just thinking of? Oh, yeah, how do you know that, right? Oh, ooh. Hmm. What else was I going to say? I'm trying to think of my thought here. What else about TerraTube? When a person, no, I don't know. I can't remember. What's the next one here? What are some decks that you feel should have more recognition? Oh, that one. Marseille. I love Marseille. I think a lot of people are like, uh, Pips, it's too confusing. It's much better with the full picture. That's true. And I'd say for a beginner, yeah, you need the pictures so you start connecting that. But whew, I love. There it is. Sorry. I was waiting for it. Then finally, okay. Once you get the meaning of it, I think a Marseille deck has a very prettiness to it with the way usually the pips are quite fancy looking. They have some little leafage, foliage around the pentacles and stuff. Sometimes they do have a little bit half illustrated stuff in the sides there. I think that's really great. And I don't know, maybe people already recognize it a lot, but I don't really have that many things to say about it, you know, so that would be one. I don't know that there's other decks that I can think of that I'm specifically thinking that needs to be known, you know. I mean, I have a lot of decks that I like. Mm. I mean, I just have so many. You know, what's up with that? Mm. What are your thoughts on negative reviews? Well, I guess the question would be review on what, right? Like tarot tubers that are reviewing decks or people reviewing the tarot tuber negatively? Like, what are we talking about? I'm guessing the deck, but like that's why we're reviewing it, right? Is to say what we think about it. And I, in general, don't like when people never have any critic about anything. Then it's just kind of like, maybe you're just bullshitting me. Or how can you not ever have thought something that you like, okay, that's not perfect. There's something I will change about it. You are living in a paradise if that's the case. Mm-hmm. And you know, yeah, negative reviews. Well, that's already the last question, isn't it? So I guess we can just talk about other stuff. Other random things that I think, what's that all about? Is because I'm actually doing this right now. I'm making a deck, right? And I think that's awesome. People make their own deck. And like the back of the card, I'm making so that it's somewhat almost reversible. The back of it, you know, the back looks like the same. But it's not going to be perfect because I'm doing everything by hand, like, you know, just drawing it. And so you can't just, you know, people that have little computer skills, they just put it on there and then flip like radial, you know, copy or whatever. Sure, it can be the exact same. But when you're drawing it by hand, obviously it's going to be very close, but maybe not perfect. And plus, I like randomness. I'm a little bit of a like, I don't know, like let's just push that and see how far it falls type of a thing, rather than keeping everything straight and everything white and everything lined up and everything has to be perfect. You know, it's like I'm like, boop, let's oops, nothing happened. We're all still alive. So I mean, that's one of the things where I'm like, oh, it's not gonna be perfect. I hope nobody's like, oh no, I can't read reversals with this. Because the fact is that by the time that you got the, you know, you're laying your cards down, you laid one down. Now the second one you're gonna lay, you're not gonna look at it and then turn it, right? I mean, even if it's reversed, even if I have one of those, I have the deck sometimes and I see it. So what? I can still set them down and still say, well, that one was this way. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? It's like, well, you can just ignore that it's not reversed or that it is reversed. One of those things where I'm just like, yeah, it's not as big of a deal as maybe sometimes people make it out to be. And oh, the other thing is, not really. I mean, that wasn't really a negative either. It's just something I think it's kind of funny when people are like, "Oh no, I can't read it." It's like, yeah, you can. Watch this. Oh, you know. But anyway, the other thing. So, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, edging. Oh my goodness, how much I hear people talk about edging, huh? Now that I'm on Tarot Tube, that is insane. I have never edged in my life because I don't know. I just I can see the fun in it to like say, okay, I want it to look like this. And I have thought about it. And like some of my decks that I have, I do love when the edge is like that golden shimmer around there. But like, I don't know, some of them just, they like edge it in multiple things. So then it just looks like this like kid took the crayon box. Like how when you open the crayon box and the top is all like striped with the different things. And I'm just like, why do that? Like it was already working the way it is. And how often do you look on that that side? You know what I mean? It's like this side has a back, this side has so much stuff on it, and you're focused on that little edge. I think it's kind of funny. Like I said, I'm not fighting anyone over it because it's like everyone do whatever you want. And in fact, my deck bed's going to be coming out soon. Well, give it a month or so. I'm not going to put any gilding on it at all because that way, if someone buys it, they can edge it any way they want. You know what I mean? Why already put an edge on there when people edge it themselves anyway? I'm just going to leave it because if it's an edge they don't like and they say, oh my goodness, doesn't really matter to me, obviously. They can file it down and edge it a different color. But I just think it's kind of like amusing to me at how much you hear people talking about edging. Like, it's just... and I don't know. Let's talk about things we just like or love because that's easier for me. I'm a pretty optimistic person. I talk a lot about stuff I love rather than stuff that is annoying or whatever, blah, blah, blah. In fact, that's what's annoying, how people are annoyed by everything. Anyway, what I love is those old style tarot decks. And like tarot decks, I seen some the other day with some like stained glass window. Very beautiful. So good looking. And people, getting in touch with people online, the tarot tubers, when they review all these different decks, it's really nice because you can just see what you like, what you don't like. A lot of people kind of have similar things, right? What they like and don't like. How many different Marseilles there are is really interesting to see. Funny enough, though, like I said, those are the two things so many people talk about is the back of the card the same if you flip it? And edging. I edged it in this color. I need this color. I love this color. That is just interesting to me on how much attention people have to certain details, Oh, and another thing. This is such a funny thing I noticed to me because the other day I was at wherever I was, it doesn't matter, but I read for this person and then she was like putting my deck back into the box, which is like nothing spectacular, right? But when she did it face down. And I thought, oh my goodness, everybody does that because I noticed on this tarot tube, when people are showing their decks, first of all, I like open the box, set that there, take it out, just make sure it's not on my little mat. But besides that, I kind of set this, set that. But people open the box, they take the deck out, then they put that back in there, put the box lid back on, put that back in the thingy, set it there. It's like you're going to have to take it all apart again to put it back in there. And then, like, why is it all closed up? There's nothing even in it. And then when they put it away, they always put it with the face down and the deck back up. And I think, am I the only one in the universe, because I really haven't seen anyone else do it, and I started noticing and started looking for it, I'm the only one that shuffles and puts it in there, and then I get to see a picture, and I sometimes even shuffle it until it's a picture that I want to see, and then I put it in there, and I see a nice picture when I open it, right? Again, like a present for later. And everybody that I've noticed, I can't believe that I haven't found one person that puts it face up. Everybody puts it back in there, face down, and then they move on and get the next one. And oh, let's look at this one, and it's face down, and they take it out and they put it back in face down. Like, why? Is that a weird thing? Is it weird to put it in face up? Anyway. Well, I think that's all I have to discuss. I can't think of anything else interesting to talk about. This is some good stuff. You guys need to have some salad with some naan and some hummus. Get yourself a wine there. If you don't live in Utah or one of the other 2 states that doesn't allow you to get wine delivered, get some from this. I love this Stonehill. Oh, I love being in that wine. I mean, obviously it's the best. You're sitting there in their tasting room, but hey, it's a good bottle. I've had this bottle for so long. Glad I finally popped it open. So anyway, like, subscribe, comment. Comment what is your astrological sign, and if you agree. If you do tarot cards for other people, if you like to have your tarot cards read, and you're one of those people that's watching the pick 1, 2, 3 deck, and then seeing. If you do that, have you also paid for a reader, or do you just do the free readings from online? Tell me something else about you. Do you have a dog? Do you have a cat? What else could you say? I don't know. Do you have a Marseille deck? Anyway, you drink wine. I think that's it for today. Have a good night.